December 12th, 1944 evening, near Au, Belgium. My name is James Kowalski. Most people call me Jimmy. I'm 21 years old, private first class, 2nd Platoon, Company E, 2nd Battalion, 423rd Infantry Regiment, 106th Infantry Division. They call us the Golden Lions. I'm starting this diary tonight because I don't know what else to do with my thoughts. My mother gave me this notebook before I shipped out, said I should write things down, keep a record. Maybe it'll help me remember all this when I'm old, sitting in Pittsburgh watching my grandkids play in the street. Right now, I'm in a foxhole somewhere in Belgium. Actually, calling it a foxhole is generous. It's a German bunker we took over. Part of their Siegfried line. Concrete walls a foot thick, small window slits. The Krauts built these things to last. There's still German writing on the walls. Instructions for operating some kind of gun emplacement. I can't read it, but the letters look angry. We got here 2 days ago. Relieved the 2nd Infantry Division. Those guys couldn't get out of here fast enough. They kept looking at us like we were already dead. One sergeant, older guy with a scar across his jaw, he grabbed my arm as he was leaving. Said, "Watch your asses, kid. Something ain't right." I asked him what he meant. He just shook his head and climbed on a truck. I'm part of a mortar crew, the M260mm. Beautiful piece of machinery if you look at it right. Weighs 42 pounds. Fires a 3-pound shell up to 1,985 yards. Crew of 3. I'm the gunner, which means I'm responsible for the calculations. Elevation, deflection, charge selection, it's all mathematics. Angles and distances. I was studying engineering back home at night school, so this comes natural to me. My assistant gunner is Corporal Eddie Santoro. Brooklyn boy. Never stops talking. He's got this way of making everything sound like a joke, even when it's not funny. Right now he's asleep in the corner, snoring like a freight train. I don't know how he does it. Sleep, I mean. My mind won't shut off. Our ammo bearer is Private Billy Kemper, farm kid from Iowa. Quiet. Doesn't say much unless you ask him direct questions. But he's strong as an ox. Can carry 3 times as many shells as he's supposed to. He showed me pictures of his girl, Betty. She's pretty. Works at her father's feed store. Billy's planning to marry her soon as he gets home. The cold here is something else. I thought Pittsburgh winters were bad. This is different. It gets into your bones. We've got these wool uniforms, but they don't seem to help much. At night, the temperature drops so low your breath freezes before it leaves your mouth. I can see it crystallizing in the air, like tiny diamonds floating away. We're stretched pretty thin along this line. The whole division is covering 27 miles of front. That's way too much for 15,000 men. But the brass says this is a quiet sector. Nobody expects anything to happen here. The Germans are beaten, everyone says. Just a matter of time now. I hope they're right. I got mail today before we moved up. 3 letters from home, one from Ma, written in Polish mostly. I had to get one of the other guys to help me translate some of it. She's worried about all of us. My 2 older brothers are serving too. Michael's in the Navy, somewhere in the Pacific. Danny's with the Army Air Corps in England, flying B-17s. She lights candles for us every Sunday at St. Stanislaus. There was a letter from my sister Marie. She's 16 now. Hard to believe. When I left, she was still wearing her hair in braids. Now she says she's got a job after school at the Five and Dime. Saving money for college. She wants to be a teacher. I told her before I left that I'd help pay for it when I got back. I've been saving my combat pay. The 3rd letter was from Dorothy. Dorothy Brennan. We've been going steady for 2 years. She works at the Woolworths on 5th Avenue, sells cosmetics at the counter. In her letter, she talks about the store, about the Christmas decorations going up, about how everybody's talking about the war being over soon. She signed it all my love. I must have read that letter 10 times already. Santoro caught me reading it again and gave me grief about it. Called me a lovesick puppy. But then he showed me the picture he carries of his girl, Maria. He's got it tucked in his helmet. So we're both lovesick puppies, I guess. It's strange being here. We trained for months. Camp Atterbury in Indiana, Camp Croft in South Carolina, learned how to shoot, how to march, how to dig in, how to kill, but nobody can really prepare you for this, for the waiting, for the not knowing. The mortar is set up about 20 yards from our bunker. We've got it positioned with a good field of fire to the east. I calculated the registration points this afternoon. There's a church steeple in Schönberg we're using as an aiming point. If we need to fire at night, we've got aiming stakes set up. The T and E mechanism is zeroed in. Everything's ready. Now we just wait. I can hear artillery in the distance. Ours, I think. Maybe theirs. After a while, you can tell the difference. Ours has a deeper sound. Theirs is sharper, more of a crack. The Germans have these 88mm guns that everybody's scared of. I haven't heard one up close yet. Santoro says I worry too much. Says this is going to be easy duty. Get some experience, stay warm as we can, wait for the war to end. Maybe he's right. The guys from the 2nd Division said nothing ever happens here. They called it a rest sector. But I keep thinking about that sergeant. The way he looked at us. Something ain't right. My hands are cold. The ink is starting to freeze in this pen. I should probably try to sleep. Tomorrow's another day on the line. Maybe nothing happens. Maybe everything stays quiet. I hope so. December 13th, 1944, night. Same position. Another day of nothing. We stood watch, cleaned weapons, ate K rations, told stories. That's pretty much the routine here. Wake up when it's still dark, stand watch in 2-hour shifts, try to stay warm, wait for something to happen. The K rations are already getting old. Today I had the breakfast unit. Ham and eggs. Except it's not really ham and eggs. It's some kind of pressed meat that tastes like cardboard mixed with salt. There's these crackers that could break your teeth if you're not careful. A packet of instant coffee that's more like brown water. And 4 cigarettes. I don't smoke much, but I've been going through them faster here. Helps pass the time. Santoro's been teaching me how to play pinochle. He's got a deck of cards that's so worn out you can barely read the suits anymore. He says he's had them since basic training. Won them off some guy from Alabama in a poker game. He wins every hand. I'm starting to think the cards are marked. Billy doesn't play cards. He just sits and whittles. He's got this piece of wood he's been working on for weeks. Says he's making a cross to send home to his mother. She's real religious, apparently. Goes to church 3 times a week. Billy says she's praying for him every day. I told him my mother is too. We compared notes. Turns out Polish Catholic prayers and Iowa Protestant prayers probably sound pretty similar when you're asking God to keep your boy alive. Got another letter from Dorothy today. Mail's coming through pretty regular, which is nice. She sent me a picture this time. Her standing in front of the Woolworth's window display. She's wearing this blue dress I've never seen before. Must be new. She looks beautiful. I showed it to Santoro and he whistled. Billy just smiled and said she looks like a nice girl. She is a nice girl. That's why I'm going to marry her when I get home. I haven't asked her yet. Was going to do it before I shipped out, but the timing never seemed right. When I get back, first thing I'm going to do is buy a ring. There's this jewelry store in the Strip District. Goldstein's. My father bought my mother's ring there, back in the 20s. I've been saving up. Got almost $300 in the bank now. We saw some replacements come through today. Kids even greener than us. One of them couldn't have been more than 18. Baby face, scared eyes. He kept asking questions. Where are the Germans? How far away? Do they attack at night? The sergeant told him to shut up and dig a foxhole. It made me realize that's what we must have looked like a few days ago. Fresh off the trucks, new uniforms. Equipment still clean. Now we're already starting to look like soldiers. Our uniforms are dirty, our faces are grimy. We move different, slower, more careful. The veterans from the 2nd Division, they moved different still, like they knew something we don't. Every sound made them tense. Every shadow got checked. They'd been in combat since D-Day. Normandy, St. Lo, the Hurtgen Forest. One guy told me the Hurtgen was hell on earth. Trees so thick you couldn't see 10 yards. Germans dug in deep. Artillery burst in the treetops, sending splinters down like knives. He said he lost half his company there. I asked him if he thought we'd see action here. He just laughed, not a happy laugh. Then he climbed on his truck and left. The cold is worse tonight. Must be down around 0. Maybe below. My feet hurt. We're supposed to take our boots off every day and change socks. Prevent trench foot. But when it's this cold, you don't want to take your boots off because you might not get them back on. Santoro says his toes are numb. Billy says his feet are fine. Farm boy probably used to the cold. I'm sitting in the bunker writing this by candlelight. We found a box of German candles when we moved in, waxy yellow things that smell weird when they burn, but they give enough light to see. The candles flickering every time the wind blows through the door makes the shadows on the walls dance around like they're alive. I keep thinking about home, about Pittsburgh, about the steel mills all lit up at night, the way the Allegheny River looks in summer, the smell of kielbasa cooking, the sound of the streetcars. My father coming home from his shift, tired, his face dirty from the mill, my mother fussing over him, Marie practicing piano. The sound of it would echo through the whole house. Seems like a different world. Hard to believe it's all still going on back there. People going to work, going to school, going to the pictures on Saturday night, living normal lives while we sit here in frozen holes in the ground halfway around the world. I wonder if they think about us as much as we think about them. Santoro just woke up. He's looking at me writing, asking what I'm scribbling about. I told him nothing important, just thoughts. He shook his head, said I think too much. Maybe he's right. He's breaking out the cards again. Wants to play one more hand before lights out. I'll probably lose. December 14th, 1944, afternoon. Same position. Today was actually pretty good. Strange thing to say about sitting in a frozen bunker in the middle of a war, but it's true. Mail call came early. I got a package from Marie. She'd wrapped it in brown paper and string. The paper was torn in a few places and the string was falling apart, but everything inside was okay. Wool socks. 3 pairs. Best thing I've seen in weeks. She must have knitted them herself because they're lumpy and the colors don't quite match, but I don't care. My feet are going in those socks tonight and they're not coming out until spring. There were also cookies, chocolate chip. Most of them had crumbled into pieces, but they still taste like heaven. Real butter, real sugar, real chocolate. Nothing like the stale crackers we get in the K rations. I shared them with Santoro and Billy. We sat there eating cookie, crumbs, like they were treasure. Marie's letter said she made them special for me, took all her sugar rations for the month. She wrote about school, about her friends, about how everyone in Pittsburgh is talking about the war ending soon. She asked when I thought I'd be home. I don't know how to answer that. The package also had a small holy card, Saint Michael the Archangel, patron saint of soldiers. My mother must have slipped it in. There's a prayer on the back. I don't remember the words exactly, but it's something about defending us in battle against the wickedness and snares of the devil. I'm not sure if the devil's involved in all this, but I'll take all the help I can get. We did some training with the mortar today. The lieutenant wanted to make sure we knew what we were doing. Set up 3 fire missions at different ranges. We walked through each one. Calculate deflection, set elevation, load the round, fire, adjust, fire again. It felt good to run through it. The math keeps my mind busy, helps me not think about other things. There's something satisfying about the precision of it. Input the right numbers, follow the right procedure, get the right result. Unlike everything else in this war, the mortar makes sense. We hit all 3 target areas. The lieutenant seemed satisfied, said we were one of the better crews in the company. Santoro preened like a peacock after that. Billy just nodded. That's his way. Billy's been talking more lately. About his farm, about Betty, about what he wants to do after the war. He's got it all planned out. Going to marry Betty, take over his father's farm, raise corn and hogs. Maybe have some kids, 3 or 4. Teach them to work the land the way his father taught him. It sounds nice, simple, real. I told him I hope he gets to do all of that. He asked me what I wanted to do after. I told him about engineering school, about wanting to build things. Bridges maybe, or buildings. Something useful. Something that lasts. He said that sounded good, said the world needs bridges. Santoro wants to open a restaurant. His mother's recipes, he says. Sauce so good it'll make you cry. He's got the whole thing planned out. Location in Brooklyn, red tablecloths, his name on the window. Santoro's. No apostrophe. Just Santoro's. Like, that means something all by itself. We talked about all of this while playing cards. It was nice. For a couple hours we weren't soldiers in a war. We were just 3 guys making plans for the future, pretending like the future was guaranteed. The artillery's been quiet today, just a few rounds in the distance, nothing close, nobody's shooting at us. We're not shooting at anybody. It's almost peaceful. Almost. There's this feeling I can't shake, like something's building. I don't know how to explain it. It's too quiet. The forest is too still. Even the birds aren't singing much. Last night I was on watch and I thought I heard something. Movement in the woods to the east. Branches cracking. I stared into the darkness for 10 minutes, rifle ready, heart pounding. Didn't see anything, probably just deer. Santoro says there's deer all through these woods, but I'm not sure. One of the guys from another platoon came by this afternoon, said his squad heard voices in the forest last night, German voices. His sergeant reported it up to the company commander. The response came back, probably just nerves. This is a quiet sector. Nothing to worry about. Maybe they're right. Maybe we're all just jumpy because we're new. The 2nd Division guys probably had the same jitters when they first got here. Then nothing happened and they realized it was fine. I hope that's all this is. The temperature's dropping again. Going to be another cold night. But at least I've got Marie's socks. And a belly full of cookie crumbs. And letters from home. Could be worse. Santoro's dealing another hand. He's humming some Italian song. Billy's whittling. The candle's burning. For right now, this moment, everything's okay. December 15th, 1944, evening. Same position. I can't sleep. It's past midnight. Santoro and Billy are both out cold. I'm sitting here with a candle, writing, trying to make sense of this feeling. Something's wrong. I don't know how I know it. I just do. It's like when you're a kid and you wake up in the middle of the night and you just know there's something in the dark. You can't see it, can't hear it. But you know, we've been hearing noises all evening. Engines in the distance, a lot of engines. Trucks maybe, tanks. The sound carries on the cold air. It's coming from the east. From the German side, I mentioned it to the sergeant. He said he'd heard it too, said he was going to report it. 2 hours later, he came back and said battalion acknowledged. They're aware. They're monitoring the situation. That's it, they're monitoring. I went up on watch at 2200 hours. 10 at night. It was clear. Cold as hell but clear. Stars everywhere. I could see my breath. Could see the outline of the trees against the sky. Could see maybe 50 yards before everything faded to black. And I could hear them. Not voices exactly. More like the sound of an army. Metal on metal. Boots on ground. Vehicles moving. Distant shouts. The sounds were far away, but there were a lot of them. Too many. I woke up Santoro. Told him to listen. He stood there for 5 minutes, head cocked, eyes narrow. Then he looked at me, and I could see it in his face. He heard it too. We reported it again. Same response. They know. They're monitoring. What the hell does monitoring mean? There was a briefing yesterday. Intelligence says the Germans might be planning something, but they're weak. They're finished. They don't have the fuel or the men or the equipment for a major offensive. Most of their forces are being pulled back to defend the fatherland. This is all just normal defensive activity. Nothing to worry about. Then why do I feel like I'm standing on train tracks and I can hear the whistle in the distance? The other guys feel it too. Nobody's saying it out loud, but you can see it. The way they clean their weapons more carefully, the way they check their ammo, the way they look toward the east when they think nobody's watching. Some of the old-timers from the 2nd Division, before they left, they told us stories about what it's like when the Germans attack. They don't mess around, they hit hard and fast, artillery first, lots of it, then tanks, then infantry, wave after wave. They said the key is to not panic, hold your position, do your job, trust the man next to you. Easy to say when you're getting on a truck and leaving. I wrote a letter to Dorothy tonight. Didn't mail it yet. Don't know when I'll get the chance. I told her about the weather, about the cold, about missing her. I didn't tell her about the sounds in the forest. Didn't tell her about this feeling in my gut. What's the point of worrying her? I told her I was thinking about our future. About us. About how when I get home, I want to take her to Kennywood Park, ride the jackrabbit, get ice cream, walk by the river. All the things we used to do before the world went crazy. I told her I loved her. Wrote it right out. All my love, forever, Jimmy. If something happens, if this is the last letter she gets from me, at least she'll know. Santoro's stirring. He's not really asleep either. I can tell. He's just lying there with his eyes closed, breathing steady, pretending. Billy's actually sleeping. Kid can sleep through anything. Must be nice. I keep thinking about that sergeant from the 2nd Division, the one with the scar. Watch your asses, he said. Something ain't right. He knew. How did he know? There's a sound outside. Faint. Could be wind. Could be something else. I'm gonna blow out this candle and sit in the dark for a while. Just listen. Maybe I'm being paranoid. Maybe it's all nothing. Maybe tomorrow morning the sun comes up and everything's fine and I'll feel stupid for being scared. But I don't think so. I think that Sergeant was right. Something ain't right. And I think we're about to find out what. December 16th, 1944. 0530 hours. All hell. They're hitting us. I can barely hold this pen. My hands won't stop shaking. It started at 0530. 5:30 in the morning. Still dark. We were asleep. All of us. Then the world exploded. Artillery. More artillery than I've ever imagined. More than I thought existed. The sound. God, the sound. It's like standing next to a freight train that's derailing. Over and over and over. The earth is shaking. The bunker walls are shaking. Dust and concrete chips falling from the ceiling. I don't know how many guns they have. Dozens. Hundreds, maybe. They're hitting everything. Our positions. The roads behind us. The command posts. Everything. We scrambled outside. Got to the mortar. Couldn't see anything. Just flashes. Orange and red and yellow lighting up. The sky. Trees exploding. I saw a pine tree just disintegrate. 1 second there, next second splinters. The smell. Cordite. Burning wood. Something else. Something chemical. The lieutenant came running, screaming orders. Couldn't hear him. My ears were ringing. Still are. Everything sounds like I'm underwater. He was pointing east. Firing. We need to start firing. At what? I couldn't see anything. He pointed at coordinates on his map. Just fired there. So we did. Santoro and Billy and me. We loaded rounds and fired. Elevation 45 degrees. Maximum range. Dropped them out there somewhere. Maybe we hit something. Maybe we didn't. I don't know. The shells kept falling. Screaming memes. That's what the 2nd Division guys called them. Nebelwerfers. German rocket launchers. They make this sound, this shriek, like nothing I've ever heard, like the sky is screaming. You hear that sound and you know something bad is about to happen. Then the explosion, then more shrieking, then more explosions. Billy got hit. We were reloading. I was calculating the next fire mission. Billy was bringing up more ammo. A shell landed maybe 20 yards away. The blast, the pressure wave, it threw all of us to the ground. My ears popped. Couldn't hear anything for a minute. Just this high-pitched ringing. When I looked up, Billy was on the ground, blood on his shoulder, shrapnel. His jacket was torn, blood soaking through. He was conscious, eyes wide, scared. He tried to get up. Santoro pushed him back down. Medic. We need a medic. A corpseman came running. Kid I didn't know. He looked at Billy's wound, tore open his jacket, started packing it with gauze. Billy was biting his lip. Not making a sound. Farm boy tough. The medic said he'd be okay. Clean wound, no bones hit, just meat. He wrapped it up tight, gave Billy a shot of morphine, said he needs to go back to an aid station. Billy said no. He's staying with his crew. The medic said his choice, gave him a bandage and some sulfur powder and moved on to the next casualty. There are casualties everywhere. I can see them through the smoke. Bodies, men lying still, men screaming, men trying to crawl to cover. The machine gun fire started about 15 minutes ago. German MG-42s. Everyone calls them Hitler's buzzsaw. 1,200 rounds per minute. You hear that sound and you hit the dirt or you die. We're still firing the mortar. Don't know at what. The lieutenant keeps giving us coordinates. We keep shooting. My hands are shaking so bad I miscalculated the first shot. Had to redo it. Santoro caught it. Reset the deflection. Billy's loading one-handed. His good arm. He won't quit. Phone lines are cut. All of them. Radio's working but barely. Static and broken messages. Nobody knows what's happening. Are they attacking all along the line? Just here? How many? Where? No answers. Just keep shooting. Keep your head down. Do your job. I saw a lieutenant, not ours, different company, didn't know his name. He was running between positions, organizing the defense. A shell hit. Direct hit. He just came apart. 1 second he was there. Next second he wasn't. Just pieces. Red in the snow. I threw up. Right there. Bent over and vomited. Couldn't help it. My breakfast K ration. All of it. Santoro grabbed my collar. pulled me up, slapped my face hard, said, look at me, focus on the numbers, just the numbers, forget everything else. The numbers, right. I can do numbers, elevation, deflection, range, charge, fire. That's all this is, just numbers, just equations, input and output, cause and effect, except that cause is killing people, and the effect is men dying. The sun's coming up now, 6:30. I can see better. Wish I couldn't. There are Germans everywhere, infantry, hundreds of them, moving through the forest, gray uniforms. They're using the smoke for cover, getting close, too close. Rifle fire is constant. Everyone's shooting, machine guns hammering. The Germans are falling, but there are so many of them. For every one we drop, two more appear. I can see tanks, German tanks, panzers, maybe tigers. They're far out but moving closer. That sound, the squeal of the tracks, the rumble of the engines. We're firing the mortar as fast as we can load it. The barrel's getting hot. Billy's bringing ammo. Santoro's adjusting. I'm calculating. The lieutenant's giving us new coordinates. Drop rounds here. Now here. Now here. My throat's raw from the smoke. My eyes are burning. Everything smells like sulfur and blood. A sergeant ran past, said we're falling back. New defensive line, 100 yards west. We need to displace the mortar. Get it back there. Now! We broke down the mortar. Santoro and I carried the tube. Billy got the base plate and bipod, his shoulders bleeding through the bandage, but he won't stop. We moved back through the chaos. Men running. Equipment abandoned. Wounded being dragged. Someone screaming for his mother. We set up in a new position, behind a low stone wall, part of a ruined farmhouse. Started firing again. Same drill. Load. Aim, fire, adjust, load, aim, fire. I don't know how long we've been doing this. Feels like hours. Could be days. Time doesn't work right anymore. The Germans are still coming. How many are there? Nobody knows. Radio reports are wild, contradictory. Some say it's a local attack. Some say it's the whole German army. Some say we're holding. Some say we're surrounded. I don't know what to believe. All I know is the shells keep falling. The Germans keep coming. And we keep shooting back. Santoro's bleeding. Cut on his forehead. Shrapnel or debris. He won't let me look at it. Says he's fine. He's not fine. None of us are fine. Billy's face is gray. Shock maybe. Or blood loss. Or fear. Probably all three. But he keeps loading shells. Keeps moving. Keeps fighting. I'm writing this during a lull. The shelling stopped for a minute. Just a minute. Need to record this while I can. While I'm still alive to write. If I don't make it. If this is the last entry. I need someone to know. We're here. We're fighting. We're the 423rd Infantry Regiment, 106th Division. We're green troops who got thrown into hell and we're holding the line. We're scared. We're hurt. We're confused. But we're still here. Still fighting. The shelling's starting again. I can hear it. That whistle. Getting louder. I have to go. December 16th, 1944, 1600 hours. Same position, different world. We're still alive. Don't know how, don't know why, but we are. It's 4 in the afternoon. Feels like we've been fighting for a week. It's been less than 12 hours. The attack. I don't have words for it. You can't describe something like this. You can only survive it and try to make sense of it later. They hit us with everything. Artillery, rockets, mortars. Then came the tanks. Then the infantry. Wave after wave of gray-coated Germans with their rifles and machine guns and Panzerfausts. We held this morning, barely. Lost ground, but held enough to matter. The lieutenant said we did good, did our job. The mortar crew put rounds on target, broke up German formations, made them pay for every yard. I don't feel good. I feel numb. Billy's shoulder is bad. The morphine wore off. He's in pain, won't admit it. But I can see it in his face. Every time he moves his arm, he winces. The medic came back, changed the bandage. It's still bleeding. Needs proper treatment. Needs a hospital. Billy won't go. Said he's staying with us. Santoro's forehead stopped bleeding. He's got a strip of cloth tied around his head like a sweatband. Looks like a boxer. He's making jokes about it. Calls himself Joe Louis. Says he's going to knock out Hitler next. The jokes aren't funny, but we laugh anyway. We saw things today, things I can't get out of my head. There was a machine gun position to our left. Good crew. Been laying down fire all morning, keeping the Germans back. Then a tank rolled up. German Panzer. That 75mm gun. One shot, direct hit. The machine gun just evaporated. The whole position. The crew. Everything. Gone. I knew those guys. Not well, but I knew them. Played cards with them 2 nights ago. One of them was from Pennsylvania. Altoona. 19 years old. Had a girlfriend back home. Showed me her picture. He's dead now. They're all dead. And I watched it happen. There are bodies everywhere. Americans and Germans mixed together. Some of them are frozen already. It's that cold. They die and the cold takes them and they turn into statues. Statues of death. A German soldier got close to our position. Maybe 30 yards. Young kid. Couldn't have been more than 18. He was hit, wounded, lying in the snow, calling out in German. I don't speak German, but you don't need to speak it to know what he was saying. Help me. Please. Someone help me. Nobody helped him. Germans couldn't reach him. We weren't going to risk it. So he just lay there, calling out, getting weaker. Eventually he stopped. He's still there. I can see him from here, face down in the snow, still. This is war. This is what it actually is. Not the newsreels, not the propaganda posters. This. Men dying in frozen fields, crying for their mothers, bleeding out in the snow while everyone else is too busy trying to survive to help. The lieutenant says the Germans are regrouping. They'll hit us again. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. But they'll come. This isn't over. This is just the first day. First day of what? Nobody knows. Nobody's telling us anything. Or maybe nobody knows anything to tell us. The radio traffic is chaos. Scattered reports. Contradictory orders. People asking for reinforcements that aren't coming. Units that can't be reached. Something's very wrong. This isn't a local attack. This is big. Bigger than we thought. Bigger than anyone thought. Are we surrounded? Are we cut off? I don't know. Santoro thinks we might have to fall back. Pull out. Regroup somewhere else. Billy thinks we're going to hold here. Die here if we have to. I don't know what to think. I'm just trying to focus on the next hour. Then the next. Then the next. One of the sergeants came by. Older guy. Combat infantry badge from North Africa. He's seen this before. He told us we did good today. Real good. Said most green troops fall apart their first time. We didn't. We functioned. We fought. I wanted to tell him I did fall apart. I vomited. I shook. I almost couldn't do the calculations. But Santoro got me through it. And Billy kept moving even with a hole in his shoulder. So maybe the sergeant's right. Maybe we did okay. We ate. Had to. K rations. Tasted like nothing. My mouth is full of smoke and cordite residue. Everything tastes like metal. But I choked it down. Need the calories, need the energy. Going to be a long night. I keep thinking about that German kid dying in the snow. About his voice getting quieter. About how nobody helped him. I keep thinking about the machine gun crew. About how they were there 1 second and gone the next. I keep thinking about home. About Pittsburgh. About Dorothy. About my family. About everything that seems impossible now. Getting married. Engineering school. Building bridges. Having kids. All of that was supposed to happen. Was supposed to be my future. Now my future is measured in hours. In minutes. In the time between one shell and the next. The sun's going down. Getting dark. Getting colder. We're supposed to stand watch in shifts tonight. 2 hours on. 2 hours off. Nobody's going to sleep anyway. I can already hear them. Engines in the distance, voices, the sound of an army preparing. They're coming again. We're as ready as we can be. Mortars set, ammunition stacked, registration points calculated. Just waiting. Always waiting. Billy just asked me if I think we're going to die here. I didn't know what to say. Told him no. Told him we're going to make it. Told him he's going to marry Betty and raise corn and have those kids. I don't know if I believe it. But I needed to say it. We all needed to hear it. December 17th, 1944, morning. Falling back. We're moving. Orders came at 0400. 4 in the morning. Pull back. Consolidate. New defensive line 2 miles west. 2 miles through snow. Through German positions. Through hell. We broke down the mortar. Same drill as yesterday. Tube, base plate, bipod, ammo cans. We can only carry so much. Had to leave some behind. Had to leave a lot behind. The retreat. God, the retreat. It's not organized. It's chaos. Units mixed together. Nobody knows where anyone is supposed to be. Officers shouting. Men stumbling through the dark. Wounded being carried or dragged or left behind. Equipment abandoned. Vehicles burning. The Germans are on us. Following. Hitting us as we move. Artillery. Sniper fire. Probing attacks. They're not letting up. They're pushing hard. We saw things. I can't. I don't want to write this, but I have to. Have to remember. Have to record what happened. There were bodies. Our guys. Dead in the snow. Some from yesterday's fighting. Some fresh. Some killed, trying to retreat. You'd see them lying there and you'd want to stop. Want to check if they're alive. Want to do something. But you can't. You have to keep moving. 1 foot in front of the other. Leave them behind. We passed a supply dump. Burning. Someone set it on fire so the Germans can't use it. Flames 50 feet high. The heat. After being cold for so long, the heat felt good. Wrong, but good. There were civilians on the roads. Belgians, families, old people, women, children. They had carts loaded with whatever they could carry. They were fleeing too. Running west. Away from the Germans. Some of them were crying. Some were just numb. Shell-shocked. One old woman grabbed my arm. Said something in French. I don't speak French. But her eyes. Terror. Pure terror. We kept moving. Billy's struggling. His shoulders worse. The bandage is soaked through. Red and brown and black. Infected maybe. He's weak. Stumbling. Santoro and I are taking turns supporting him. Half carrying him. The mortar parts are heavy. Billy's not light. We're exhausted. But we keep going. What choice do we have? We reached a crossroads. Mass confusion. Officers trying to organize people. Nobody knows where to go. Signs pointing different directions. Saint-Favith. Schönberg. Half a dozen villages I've never heard of. Units splitting up. Heading different ways. Our company went north. Toward a village called Au. Supposed to link up with the rest of the battalion there. Form a new line. Hold. Always hold. Hold until what? Until reinforcements arrive? Until the Germans run out of steam? Until we all die? We found positions on a hillside, dug in, set up the mortar. My hands are so cold I can barely feel them. Tried to do the calculations. Numbers kept swimming. Had to do them 3 times to get them right. Santoro's not Toro's making jokes anymore. He's quiet, focused, dangerous looking. Billy's just trying to stay conscious. The morphine's wearing off. He needs more. We're out. It's mid-morning now, maybe 10 o'clock. The sun's up, but it doesn't help. Still cold, still gray, still death everywhere. We can see German positions from here, maybe 1,000 yards away. Troops moving, vehicles, a tank. They're consolidating too, getting ready for the next push. How many of them are there? Somebody said it's the whole 6th SS Panzer Army. Somebody else said 5th Panzer Army. Numbers like 200,000 Germans. Can that be right? 200,000? We've got maybe 15,000 in the whole division, and we're scattered, broken up, confused. The math doesn't work out. I keep doing it in my head. The calculations, 200,000 versus 15,000. Those aren't odds. That's a massacre. But maybe it's wrong. Maybe it's rumors, war rumors. They spread like disease. Somebody hears something, passes it on, gets bigger each time. Maybe there's only a few thousand Germans. Maybe we're holding better than we think. Maybe. A runner came through, said the Germans broke through south of us. Cut the road. We might be surrounded. Might be. Nobody knows for sure. How do you fight a war when nobody knows what's happening? The lieutenant gathered us, gave us the situation as he understands it. The Germans launched a major offensive. All along this sector, they're pushing west. trying to reach the Meuse River, maybe going for Antwerp, split the Allied armies. It's desperate. They're throwing everything at us. But we're going to hold. We have to hold. Even a day matters. Every hour we delay them is an hour for reinforcements to arrive. He looked at us, tried to sound confident, but I could see it in his eyes. He's scared too. We're all scared. I keep thinking about what that sergeant from the 2nd Division said. Watch your asses. Something ain't right. He knew. Somehow he knew. And now we're in it. In the thing he knew was coming. I wrote a letter to Dorothy. Quick, just a few lines. Don't know when I'll be able to mail it. Don't know if I'll survive to mail it. Told her I love her. Told her to be happy. Told her if something happens, remember me, but don't spend your life grieving. Move on. Find someone good. Be happy. Stupid letter. But I needed to write it. Billy's asking for water. We melted snow in our canteens. It's barely liquid, more like slush, but he drinks it, winces. Every swallow hurts him. He needs a hospital. He needs to get out of here. But the roads are cut. The Germans are everywhere. There's nowhere to go. So he stays. We stay. We all stay. And we wait for them to come again. Because they will. You can feel it. The pressure building. The storm coming. They're coming. December 18th, 1944, night. Schnee Eifel. Surrounded. We're cut off. It's official now. The Germans circled around us. North and south. They're behind us. In front of us. Everywhere. We're trapped on this ridge, the Schnee Eifel. Stuck between German forces with nowhere to go. The officers held a briefing. Tried to keep morale up. Said we're going to break out. Fight our way west. Link up with other American units. Just have to wait for the right moment. Coordinate with division headquarters. Except we can't reach division headquarters. Radio's spotty. Messages aren't getting through. We're on our own. There was talk of surrender, whispered. Nobody wants to say it out loud. But I heard it. Some of the guys saying we should wave white flags. Save ourselves. Better prisoners than dead. The lieutenant shut that down fast. No surrender. We're American soldiers. We fight. But fight to what end? If we're surrounded, if there's no relief coming, if we're just going to die on this frozen hill, what's the point? I shouldn't write that. Shouldn't even think it. But it's there. In everyone's mind. The math. The terrible math that says we're finished. The temperature dropped again. Must be 10 below. Maybe colder. The wind cuts through everything. Our uniforms aren't enough. We're huddled together for warmth, sharing what body heat we have. Billy's fever's getting worse. His shoulder's badly infected. The wound smells, sweet and rotten, gangrene maybe. He's delirious. Talking to his mother, to Betty, saying things that don't make sense. Santoro's with him, holding him, keeping him warm, trying to keep him alive. We're out of medical supplies, no morphine, no sulfur powder, nothing. The medics are overwhelmed. Too many wounded, not enough of anything. I did a supply count. We've got maybe 50 mortar rounds left. After that, we're down to rifles. After the rifle ammo runs out, we've got bayonets. Food's running low too. We're rationing. 1K ration meal per day. That's it. And water. We're melting snow. But you can't drink too much. Cold water on an empty stomach makes you sick. How long can we hold out? Days? A week? And for what? We can hear the Germans. They're close. Sometimes they call out to us. In English, telling us to surrender, promising good treatment, hot food, warm beds, medical care for the wounded. Some guys are tempted. You can see it. The calculation. Death here in the cold. Or life, even as a prisoner. But we don't surrender. Not yet. Not while we can still fight. At midnight we heard something. Singing. German soldiers singing Christmas carols. Stille Nacht. Silent night. The tune drifting across the snow. Beautiful and terrible at the same time. Billy started crying. Quiet. Trying to hide it. But we heard. We all heard. I don't blame him. Wanted to cry too. Maybe I am crying. Can't tell anymore. Everything's numb. Santoro shared his last cigarette with me. We smoked in silence. Watching the smoke rise. Watching it disappear into the dark. He asked me if I believed in God. I said I don't know. Used to. Before all this. Now I'm not sure. If there's a God, why this? Why any of this? He said he still believes. Has to. Otherwise, nothing makes sense. His mother taught him to pray, taught him God has a plan, even if we can't see it. I asked what God's plan is here. For us. Trapped on this mountain, dying in the snow. He didn't have an answer. We sat there, smoking, freezing, listening to Silent Night in German. It's a strange thing. We're trying to kill each other. They're shooting at us. We're shooting at them. But we're singing the same songs, celebrating the same holiday. How does that make sense? I thought about home, about Christmas in Pittsburgh, the snow on the streets, the lights in the windows, the tree in our living room, my mother making pierogi, my father coming home from the mill with a bottle of whiskey for the neighbors, Marie playing carols on the piano. That was Christmas. Family, warmth, life. This is Christmas now. Frozen men in holes, death, fear. How did we get here? I don't mean here to this ridge. I mean here to this war, this insanity. Millions of men trying to kill each other because why? Politics, territory, pride? I don't understand anymore. Maybe I never did. Billy's moaning, fever dreams, Santoro's trying to calm him, telling him it's okay, it's going to be okay. It's not going to be okay. We all know it. But we say it anyway. Because what else can we say? The truth that we're probably going to die here, that Billy's going to die from an infected wound while we freeze around him, that everything we hoped for, everything we dreamed about is gone, can't say that, so we lie. It's going to be okay. Help is coming. We're going to make it. We're going to make it. I'm writing this by candlelight, last candle. When it burns out, that's it. No more light, just darkness and cold and waiting. Waiting for dawn, waiting for orders, waiting for the Germans to attack again, waiting to die. The candle's getting low. I should try to sleep. Going to need energy tomorrow. Whatever tomorrow brings. But I can't sleep. Every time I close my eyes, I see that machine gun crew disappearing. That German kid dying in the snow. All the bodies. So I stay awake. Writing, recording, bearing witness. Someone should know, should remember, should be able to say we were here. We fought. We didn't give up. Even if nobody ever reads this. Even if I die and this diary disappears into the snow. At least I wrote it. At least I tried. The candle's almost out. One more line. We're still here. Still fighting. Still American soldiers of the 423rd Infantry Regiment. Still alive. For now. December 19th, 1944. Dawn. The surrender. It's over. Colonel Cavender surrendered the regiment. White flags went up an hour ago. 7,000 men. The largest American surrender since Bataan. We're prisoners now. I can't. I don't. How did this happen? The orders came at dawn. Gather the regiment. We're surrendering. No more fighting. No more resistance. It's over. Santoro went crazy. Started yelling. We can fight our way out. We can break through. We can't surrender. Not like this. Not without trying. The lieutenant said we tried. For 3 days we held. Bought time. That's all we could do. Now we've got wounded men. No supplies, no ammunition, no hope of relief. We can keep fighting and die, or we can surrender and live. Live as prisoners. Live with the shame. Live knowing we gave up. Some men tried to run, tried to escape before the Germans arrived. Most came back. Nowhere to go. Germans everywhere. A few made it into the woods. Maybe they'll get away. Maybe they'll get caught. Maybe they'll freeze to death out there. I watched the white flags go up. Sheets, undershirts, whatever white cloth we had, tied to sticks, raised high. The universal signal. We quit. We're done. Don't shoot. The Germans came cautiously, like they expected a trick. Young soldiers with rifles ready, older officers with binoculars. They looked at us. We looked at them. They're not monsters. Not the demons from the propaganda posters. They're just men, tired, cold, scared, same as us. They searched us, took our weapons, our equipment, our personal items. I watched a German soldier pick up my mortar, the M260mm. He examined it, nodded, like he appreciated the craftsmanship. Then he carried it away, that mortar. I knew every inch of it, every scratch, every adjustment. I'd fired hundreds of rounds through it. It was mine. and now it's gone. They're taking everything. Rifles, helmets, packs. One soldier tried to hide a picture of his girl in his boot. A German found it, took it. The soldier started crying. The German just walked away. Billy can barely stand. His fever's burning. Infection spreading. He needs medical help. Needs it now. I asked a German officer if they have doctors. Can Billy see one? The officer looked at Billy, shook his head, said something in German I didn't understand, walked away. We're being formed into columns. Hundreds of us. Thousands. Standing in the snow, waiting for orders, waiting to be marched. Marched where? A prisoner of war camp somewhere in Germany? How far? How long? Nobody's telling us anything. Santoro's still angry. I can see it in his eyes. His jaw clenched, fists tight. He wants to fight, wants to do something, anything. But what can we do? We're unarmed, surrounded, defeated. This is defeat. This is what it feels like. Shame, humiliation, anger, grief, all mixed together until you can't tell one from the other. I keep thinking about my training, about the oaths we took, about the promises. Fight for your country. Never surrender. Death before dishonor. But we surrendered. I surrendered. I'm alive but dishonored. My mother's going to get a telegram. We regret to inform you. Your son James is missing in action, or captured, or whatever they say when a whole regiment gives up. What will she think? What will Dorothy think? That I'm a coward? That I didn't fight hard enough? We fought. God, we fought. For 3 days against impossible odds. We held that ridge. We delayed them. We did our job. But in the end we surrendered, and nothing can change that. The Germans are shouting, Schnell, Schnell, hurry up, time to move. The march is starting. I don't know where we're going, don't know what happens next, don't know if I'll survive whatever's coming. I managed to hide this diary, tucked it inside my jacket, under my shirt, against my skin. If they find it, they'll take it, or destroy it, or worse. But I have to keep it. Have to keep writing, have to record what happens. For the guys who died, for the ones who might still escape, for anyone who might want to know what happened to the 423rd Infantry Regiment, to the 106th Division, to us. We're marching now, slow shuffle through the snow, thousands of men in column, German guards on both sides, rifles ready, dogs barking. Billy's ahead of me. Santoro's holding him up, keeping him moving. I can see Billy's shoulder, blood soaking through his jacket. He's not going to make it, not if we march far, not without medical help, but we march anyway, because the alternative is a bullet, 1 foot in front of the other. That's all we can do. 1 foot, then another, then another. The snow is falling, light, peaceful almost. Under different circumstances, it would be beautiful, but there's nothing beautiful here, just defeated men marching east into captivity, into the unknown, into hell. December 20th, 1944, during the march, columns of the damned. We've been marching for hours, maybe all day, hard to tell. The snow, the cold, the exhaustion, everything blurs together. The column stretches for miles, hundreds, thousands. American soldiers shuffling through snow, German guards shouting, dogs barking, the sound of boots crunching ice, of men coughing, of men falling, so many falling. The weak ones, the wounded ones, they can't keep up. They collapse in the snow. The Germans yell at them to get up. Some do, some can't. I don't know what happens to the ones who can't. I don't want to know. Billy's struggling. His fever's worse. He's delirious, talking nonsense. About the farm. About harvest season. About Betty in her white wedding dress. Things that aren't here. Things that might never be. Santoro and I take turns supporting him. Half carrying him. It's exhausting. We're all exhausted. But we can't leave him. Won't leave him. A German guard saw us, stopped us, said something in German, pointed at Billy, made a gesture. Leave him. Keep moving. Santoro said no. Billy's with us. He's our friend. We're not leaving him. The guard raised his rifle, pointed it at Santoro's chest, repeated the order. Leave him. Now. I thought this was it. Thought Santoro was going to get shot. Thought we all were. But another guard, older, more decorations, an officer maybe, He came over, looked at Billy, looked at us, said something to the first guard. The guard lowered his rifle. The officer waved us on. Keep moving. All of you. Together, we moved, faster. Didn't want him to change his mind. I don't understand that German officer. Why help us? We're enemies. We've been trying to kill each other for days. Why show mercy? Maybe he has kids Billy's age. Maybe he's tired of death. Maybe he's human underneath the uniform. I don't know. We passed through a village. Belgian. I don't know the name. The houses were damaged. Some burned. The people were hiding inside, watching us through windows. Their faces. Pity. Fear. Shame for us. We're American soldiers. We're supposed to be liberators. Heroes. Instead, we're prisoners. Defeated. Marching east under German guard. What must they think of us? At one point, Allied aircraft appeared. P-47s. Thunderbolts. Our planes. I felt this surge of hope. They've come to help, to strafe the column, to free us. The Germans started yelling, everyone down, get down, dive for ditches, for cover. We all hit the ground. Americans and Germans mixed together, all of us terrified of our own planes. The P-47s came in low, strafing, 50 caliber machine guns. The sound, the shells hitting, dirt and snow exploding. Men screaming. They couldn't tell. From up there, they just saw a column. Looked like Germans. They were trying to hit Germans. They hit us, hit Americans, killed their own people. I saw 3 men cut down 50 feet from me. 1 second they were alive. Next second, red mist, bodies falling. The planes banked, came around for another pass. The Germans fired flares, red flares, signal that there are prisoners here. Don't shoot. The planes circled once more, then flew away. We got up, slowly, checking ourselves, checking each other. Those 3 men stayed down, would stay down forever, killed by friendly fire. There's nothing friendly about it. We left them in the ditch. Had to keep moving. The Germans wouldn't let us stop, wouldn't let us bury them. Just keep marching, leave the dead behind. More of us will join them before this is done. Billy asked for water. We melted snow in our hands, let him drink from our palms. His lips are cracked, bleeding. Fever makes you thirsty, makes you burn from the inside. He needs medicine, needs rest, needs a hospital. He's getting a death march instead. That's what this is, a death march. They're moving us somewhere, some camp in Germany. How far? Weeks march? 2 weeks? Through winter? Through enemy territory? Without food? Without medical care? How many of us will make it? Not all, that's certain. The weak will die. The wounded will die. The old will die. The unlucky will die. Will I make it? I don't know. I'm young, healthy, no wounds, better chances than most, but chances don't mean much. Billy had good chances 3 days ago. Now look at him. Santoro's holding up. Brooklyn tough, street smart. He knows how to survive. If anyone makes it, he will. I'm writing this while we rest. Brief rest. 10 minutes maybe. The Germans let us sit in the snow. No fires, no food. Just sit and try to recover enough to keep marching. My feet are numb, have been for hours. Dangerous sign, frostbite, could lose toes, could lose feet. But I can't stop to check. Can't take my boots off. If I do, they might not go back on, and then I'm done. So I keep them on, keep marching, deal with the consequences later. If there is a later. The guards are shouting again, time to move. We stand, slowly. Everything hurts. Santoro gets Billy to his feet. Billy's eyes are glassy, unfocused. He's somewhere else, somewhere far from here. Maybe that's better. Maybe in his mind he's home, on the farm, with Betty. In a world where none of this happened. I wish I could go there too, but I'm here, in the snow, in the column, marching east toward whatever fate awaits us, 1 foot in front of the other. That's all there is now. 1 foot, then another, then another. December 21st, 1944, night. Collection point. We stopped. Finally stopped. Some kind of collection point. Open field, wire fence around it, guard towers. Hundreds of American prisoners already here. more arriving constantly. We're packed in like cattle, no shelter, no heat, just wire and frozen ground and armed guards. They gave us water. First water in 2 days, rusty, metallic tasting. We drank it like it was champagne. No food. They said food tomorrow. Maybe. We'll see. Billy collapsed as soon as we stopped. Just fell. Santoro and I dragged him to one side of the field, away from the main crush, found a slight depression, tried to make him comfortable, in a frozen field, with a raging infection. What a joke. He's dying. We both know it, can see it. His skin's gray, lips blue, breathing shallow. The fever's burning him up. He's shaking. Violent shivers, his body trying to fight, failing. I asked a guard if there's a doctor. He laughed at me, like that was the funniest thing he'd heard all day. No doctor, no medicine. You're prisoners now. You get nothing. Santoro wants to try to escape. Tonight. While it's dark. While the guards are thin. They need troops at the front, can't spare many to watch prisoners. If we move now, we might make it. I asked about Billy. Can he move? Can he travel? Santoro looked at Billy, looked at me, shook his head. Billy's done. We both know it. If we try to take him, we all die. If we go without him, maybe we live. Billy heard us. Don't know how. He's barely conscious. But he heard. He grabbed Santoro's hand. Said go. Get out. Get home. Tell Betty. Tell her what happened. Tell her he loved her. Tell her he tried to make it home. Santoro's crying. Big tough Brooklyn guy crying. Tears freezing on his face. He's gripping Billy's hand. Saying no. We're not leaving you. We're a crew. We stay together. But Billy's insisting. You have to go. Have to survive. Have to tell them. Tell everyone. What happened here. What they did to us. He looked at me. Said, tell my family I died fighting. Died brave. Don't tell them like this. Don't tell them I died in a frozen field like an animal. Tell them something better. Tell them I died quick. Didn't suffer. Make it a good story. I promised. I lied. But I promised. We waited until midnight. The changing of the guard. Moment of confusion. Moment when nobody's watching too close. Santoro and I slipped away. Through the wire at a weak point. Into the darkness beyond. Into the forest. We left Billy behind. Left him lying in the snow with hundreds of other dying men. Left him to whatever comes. Exposure. Infection. Death. I can still see his face. Gray. Fading. But relieved. Relieved that we're going. That we have a chance. We crawled through the snow for an hour. Away from the camp. Away from the guards. Away from captivity. My hands are torn. Bleeding. Frozen. Don't care. Keep moving. Have to keep moving. Found a drainage ditch. Deep enough to hide in. Santoro and I are lying here now. Waiting for dawn. Waiting to see if anyone's following. Waiting to see if we actually made it out. The temperature must be -20. Maybe worse. No coats. No blankets. No fire. Just each other. We're huddled together. Sharing body heat. Trying not to freeze. Santoro's not talking. First time since I met him. He's just staring at nothing. Thinking about Billy. About what we did. About the choice we made. We left him. Left our friend to die. So we could live. Is that courage? Is that survival? Or is that cowardice? I don't know anymore. Don't know anything anymore. All the rules, all the codes, all the things they taught us about honor and duty and never leaving a man behind. None of it applies here. In this frozen hell. It's just survival. Raw, brutal. Survival at any cost. And the cost was Billy. I keep telling myself we didn't have a choice. He was dying anyway. Taking him would have killed all three of us. This way at least 2 survive. That's better than 0. That's logic. That's math. But it doesn't feel like math. It feels like betrayal. I can hear sounds in the distance. Dogs maybe. Searches. Are they looking for us? For escapees? Or is that just paranoia? Can't tell. Can't risk it. We have to stay here. Stay hidden. Stay alive. Morning's hours away. Long hours in this ditch. In this cold. With these thoughts, Billy's face, his gray skin, his blue lips, his eyes looking at us. Grateful. We're leaving him to die, and he's grateful. What kind of world is this? What have we become? I don't know if I'll ever be able to answer those questions. All I know is we're here, in a frozen ditch, hiding, surviving, and Billy's back there, dying, alone. May God forgive us, because I don't think I ever will. December 22nd, 1944, hiding, forest ghosts. We're moving through the forest, slow, careful, like ghosts, like the walking dead. Santoro's navigating. He's got a compass, small one he hid in his boot. The Germans didn't find it. We're heading west, away from German lines, toward American positions, toward safety. If there is any safety left, we travel at night, hide during the day, can't risk being seen. German patrols everywhere. They own this forest now. We're just trying to slip through. No food. We found a German foxhole this morning. 3 bodies inside. Frozen solid. Wehrmacht soldiers. Dead for days. Santoro searched them. Found hard bread in one guy's pack. Frozen. We broke off pieces. Ate them. Tasted like wood. Didn't care. First food in 3 days. I felt like a grave robber. Taking food from dead men. But what choice do we have? They don't need it. We do. Survival. Always survival. My feet are bad. The numbness is worse. I can barely feel them anymore. Tried to check them during our rest but couldn't get my boots off. The leather's frozen. Frozen to my socks. Frozen to my skin maybe. If I force it, I might tear the skin off. Leave myself worse off. So I leave the boots on. Keep walking. Hope for the best. Santoro's feet are the same. He says his toes might be gone. Frostbite. They'll turn black, fall off, or a doctor will cut them off later, if we survive. If we find a doctor, big if, we can hear them. The Germans, vehicles on the roads, voices in the trees. They're everywhere, moving west, pushing the offensive. We're behind their lines, deep behind, in the middle of their supply routes. Their reinforcement columns. One wrong move and we're dead or captured. So we move like mice. Quiet, hidden, afraid of everything. We saw a convoy this afternoon from our hiding spot on a ridge. Tanks, half-tracks, trucks, endless column, moving west with confidence, like they own the world. Maybe they do. Maybe they've broken through. Maybe they're rolling to the Meuse, to Antwerp. Maybe the war's lost. No, can't think like that. The Americans are still fighting. Somewhere, we're still in this. We just have to survive long enough to get back. We found another foxhole at dusk, American this time, 2 bodies. I recognized their patches. 106th Division. Our division. These were our guys. How did they die? Shot, frozen, both? Doesn't matter. They're dead. We're not. We took their rations, their ammo. One of them had a chocolate D-bar. Emergency ration, we split it. 2 bites each. It was like eating heaven. Santoro's not talking much. When he does speak, it's short. Tactical. Which way to go? When to move, when to hide. He's focused. Survival mode. The jokes are gone. The Brooklyn swagger's gone. He's just a machine now. A survival machine. I asked him what he's thinking about. He didn't answer for a long time. Then he said Billy. He's thinking about Billy. About whether he's dead yet. About whether it was fast, about whether leaving him was the right choice. I said it was the only choice. Billy was dying. We couldn't save him. He told us to go. He wanted us to go. Santoro said that doesn't make it right, just makes it necessary. There's a difference. He's right. We hear sounds at night, terrible sounds, men screaming, dogs barking, gunfire, single shots. Executions maybe, or mercy killings, or prisoners trying to escape. We don't investigate. We hide deeper, cover ourselves with snow, try to become invisible. During the day we can see things, smoke from villages, fires. The war's still raging, still consuming everything, men, towns, forests, all of it burning. I keep thinking about home, about Pittsburgh, about Christmas. It's almost Christmas, 3 days away. Will I be alive for Christmas? Will Santoro? Will we make it out of this forest before we freeze or starve or get caught? The odds are bad. The math is brutal. 2 exhausted men with no food, no equipment, no clear idea where friendly lines are, behind enemy territory during the biggest German offensive in years. In sub-zero weather, with frostbite setting in, we should be dead already. Maybe we are. Maybe we died back at the Schnee Eifel. Maybe this is purgatory, frozen hell, wandering forever through dark woods, never finding salvation, never finding home. No, that's the exhaustion talking, the fear talking. We're alive, we're moving, we're getting closer, we have to be getting closer. West, just keep going west. Eventually we hit American lines. Eventually we're safe. Eventually. Santoro's looking at me, asking if I'm okay, if I can keep going. I nod. Yes, I can keep going. Can't stop. Stopping means death. He nods back. Good. We move in an hour, soon as it's full dark. Until then we rest, sleep if we can, doubtful, too cold to sleep, too afraid. I'm writing this by faint moonlight, through bare tree branches. The moon's nearly full, bright, too bright, makes us visible, but also lets us navigate. Double-edged sword, like everything in this war, my hands shaking, can barely hold the pencil. The words are sloppy, but I have to keep writing, have to record this, for Billy, for the guys who didn't make it, for anyone who wants to know what happened to us. We were soldiers, good soldiers. We did our job, held the line as long as we could. When we couldn't hold anymore, we surrendered. When we couldn't stay prisoners, we escaped. When we couldn't save our friend, we left him. Not because we wanted to, because we had to. That's war. That's what it is. A series of impossible choices. Each one harder than the last. Each one taking a piece of your soul. How much soul do I have left? Not much. But enough to keep moving. Enough to keep fighting. Enough to get home. Maybe. Santoro's signaling. Time to move. Time to become ghosts again. West. Always west. Toward hope. Toward home. Toward whatever waits for us in the darkness. December 23rd, 1944, evening. The kill. I killed a man today. Not with a mortar. Not from a distance. Up close. Face to face. We were moving through thick forest. Dense pines. Good cover. Thought we were alone. We weren't. German soldier. Young. Maybe 18. Wehrmacht uniform. He was alone too. Lost maybe. Or separated from his unit. Or taking a piss. I don't know. We saw each other at the same time. 10 feet apart. Eye contact. Recognition. Enemy. He started to raise his rifle. Santoro was faster. Rushed him. Bayonet. Caught him in the stomach. The German made this sound. Not a scream. More like a gasp. Surprise. Pain. Fear. The bayonet stuck. Santoro couldn't pull it out. The German was still alive. Still moving. Grabbed Santoro's jacket. They struggled. Fell. Both of them in the snow. The German reaching for something. His sidearm maybe. A knife. I didn't think. Just reacted. Grabbed a rock. Heavy. Sharp. Hit him. In the head. Hard as I could. Again. 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 He stopped moving. I kept hitting. Couldn't stop. Santoro had to pull me off. Had to grab my arm. Yelling at me. He's dead. He's dead. Stop. I looked down. At what I'd done. The German's head. Crushed. Blood. So much blood. Red in the white snow. His eyes open, staring at nothing. At me. Accusing. I killed him. Beat him to death with a rock. Like a caveman. Like an animal. Santoro checked his pockets. Took his rations. Hard bread again. A tin of something. Meat maybe. We ate it. Didn't taste it. Just swallowed. Fuel. That's all food is now. Fuel to keep the machine running. The German had a coat. Good coat. Warmer than what we had. Santoro took it. Put it on over his uniform. Said it would help. Warmer. Camouflage. If anyone sees us from a distance, we might pass for Germans. I couldn't touch the coat. Couldn't take anything else from him. I killed him and that was enough. Can't wear his clothes too. That's too much. Santoro said I'm being stupid. Sentiment will get us killed. The German doesn't need the coat. He's dead. We need it. We take it. But I wouldn't. We left the body, dragged it into the bushes, covered it with snow, hid the evidence. Then we moved, fast, away from there, away from what we did. I can't stop seeing his face. So young. Could be my age. Could be younger. He was scared. I saw it in his eyes. That split second before Santoro stabbed him. Fear. Pure fear. He had a picture in his pocket. Santoro showed me before we left. A girl. Pretty, blonde. His girlfriend maybe. His sister. Someone who loved him. Someone who's going to get a telegram. We regret to inform you. Because of me. Because I killed him. I know it was necessary. Him or us. If we hadn't killed him, he would have killed us. Or raised the alarm, brought others. We had no choice. But that doesn't change what I did. Doesn't change the feel of that rock in my hand. The impact, the sound it made. The way his body went limp. I'm a killer now. Not a soldier. A killer. There's a difference. When I fired the mortar, I couldn't see what happened. The rounds flew away. Exploded somewhere else. Maybe they hit Germans. Maybe they didn't. I never saw, never had to look at the faces. The blood, the death. This was different. I saw everything, felt everything, the life leaving his body because of me. Santoro says it doesn't matter. Kill is kill. Whether from 1,000 yards or from 10 feet, dead is dead. And we're at war. Killing's the job, the only job that matters. Maybe he's right, but it feels different, feels personal, feels wrong, even though I know it isn't. Know it was survival. Know I'd do it again if I had to. That's what scares me most. Not that I killed him, but that I could do it again, without hesitation, without remorse. Just bang. Another life gone. What does that make me? A survivor. That's what Santoro says. A survivor does what has to be done, no matter what, no matter how it feels. Survive first, feel guilty later. If there is a later. We're hidden now. In a bombed-out farmhouse cellar, stone walls, mostly intact, better than the ditches and foxholes, warmer, darker, safer. We can hear movement above, voices, German voices, soldiers in the ruins, maybe looking for us, maybe just passing through. We're silent, barely breathing, weapons ready. If they find us, we fight. No surrender, not again, they're moving on. The voices fading, footsteps receding. We're safe. For now. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. Strange to think about. Christmas. Silent night. Holy night. All is calm, all is bright. Nothing's calm, nothing's bright. Everything's blood and death and cold. I wonder if they're singing Christmas carols again tonight. The Germans. Like they did on the Schnee Eifel. Stille Nacht. Silent night. The same words. The same tune. Both sides singing about peace while killing each other. The German I killed. He probably sang those songs, probably had Christmas memories, family, traditions, things he loved, things he wanted to protect, and I took all of that away, with a rock. In the snow. I'm sorry. I know he can't hear me. No, it doesn't matter. But I'm sorry. For what I did. For what this war made me do. I'm not who I was. Not the Jimmy from Pittsburgh who worked in the steel mill and studied engineering and kissed Dorothy goodbye at the train station. That Jimmy's gone. Dead on the Schnee Eifel with Billy and all the others. I'm someone else now. Someone harder. Colder. Someone who can kill a man with a rock and keep moving. Someone who can survive, no matter the cost. Santoro's sleeping. Or pretending to. I can hear his breathing. Steady. Controlled. He's handling this better than me. Or he's better at hiding it. I should sleep too. Need the rest. Need the energy. Tomorrow we move again. Closer to American lines. Closer to safety. Closer to whatever comes next. But I can't sleep. Every time I close my eyes, I see the German's face. His eyes. The fear. The surprise. The nothing. So I stay awake. Writing. Recording. Bearing witness to what I've become. A killer. A survivor. A ghost in the forest. God forgive me. December 24th, 1944. Christmas Eve. Cellar Angels. We're not alone. Found a family. Belgians. Hiding in the same bombed-out farmhouse. We didn't know they were here. They didn't know we were here. We discovered each other this afternoon when Santoro and I were exploring the upper ruins. an elderly couple, maybe 70s, and their granddaughter, 16 or 17. Her name is Elise. She speaks some English, broken, but understandable. They've been hiding here since the offensive started. December 16th, 8 days, living in a root cellar. Surviving on stored vegetables, turnips, potatoes, winter apples, scared, cold, but alive. When they saw us, they were terrified, thought we were Germans, thought they were finished. The old woman started crying, praying. The old man stood in front of them, protecting, ready to die. Santoro and I raised our hands. No, no, American soldiers, friends, liberation, the relief on their faces. They fed us, shared what little they had, bread, real bread, not the frozen German rations, actual Belgian bread. Anerzatz coffee, made from roasted acorns. It's bitter, terrible, but it's hot. First hot drink in over a week, tasted like heaven. We sat together, in their cellar, by candlelight, trying to communicate. Elise translating, her grandparents asking questions. Where are we from? How did we get here? Where are the other Americans? When will liberation come? We told them what we could, about the offensive, about being surrounded, about escaping, about trying to reach American lines. The old man nodded, understanding. He fought in the Great War, 1914 to 1918. He knows war, knows what it does to men, to countries, to families. He said something in French, Elise translated. He says war is the devil's work, no winners, only survivors and dead. He hopes we survive. He prays for us. His wife gave me something. A holy medal, St. Christopher, patron saint of travelers. She pressed it into my hand, smiled, said something soft, protective, like my mother would say, like she was trying to keep me safe with prayer and medal. I thanked her, put it in my pocket. Next to Dorothy's letter, next to the St. Michael card from Marie, collecting saints, collecting prayers, hoping one of them works. Elise looked at me for a long time, then asked how old I am. 21, I said. She nodded, said her brother was 21. Was, past tense. He died in 40, when the Germans invaded, killed defending the river. She hasn't seen his body, doesn't know where he's buried, just knows he's gone. She asked if I was scared. I said yes, all the time. She said she was too, said everyone is, but we pretend we're not, put on brave faces, keep going. What else can we do? Smart girl, wise beyond her years. War does that, ages you, makes children into adults, makes adults into old people, makes old people into ghosts. Santoro flirted with her. Even now, even in this cellar in the middle of a war, he can't help himself. Made her laugh. First time I've heard laughter in days. The sound was strange, alien, but good, human. The old man shared something special. Cognac, real cognac, pre-war. He's been saving it. For liberation, he said. For when the Americans drove the Germans out. For celebration. But tonight's Christmas Eve. And we're here, Americans, in his cellar. So he opened it, poured tiny amounts in chipped cups. A toast. Joyeux Noël. Merry Christmas. We drank. The cognac burned, warmed, spread through my chest, my limbs, my frozen toes. For 5 seconds I felt almost warm, almost human. Merry Christmas. It doesn't feel like Christmas, feels like the end of the world. But here in this cellar with these people, with a candle burning and cognac shared and prayers offered, maybe there's still something, some spark, some hope. The old woman sang, soft, French, a Christmas carol. I didn't know the words, but the melody was familiar, something about a child, about peace, about light coming into darkness. We all listened. Even Santoro was quiet, just sat there, listening, the old woman's voice wavering but strong, filling the cellar, filling us. When she finished, there was silence. Then Elise started singing, Silent Night, in French, Douce Nuit. Her voice was beautiful, clear, young, untouched by the ugliness outside. Santoro joined in Italian, stille notte, his voice rough, but sincere. I didn't sing, couldn't. My throat was too tight, my eyes too wet. I just listened to this moment, this impossible moment of peace in the middle of hell, Christmas Eve, 1944, in a cellar in Belgium, with strangers who became friends, sharing bread and prayer and song while armies fought and died above us. This is what we're fighting for, I realized. Not territory, not politics. This, human connection, kindness, the choice to share your last bread with a stranger, to offer prayer to an enemy who became an ally, to sing together when the world is screaming. This is worth fighting for, worth surviving for. The old man asked us to stay, safer here, together. The war's moving. The Americans are pushing back. Bastogne is holding. He heard this. Rumors. Hope. Wait a few more days. The liberation will come. Then we all celebrate together. Santoro and I looked at each other, tempted, so tempted, to stay here, to be warm, to be fed, to be safe, even for a few days. But we can't. We're soldiers. We have a duty. We need to get back, need to report, need to fight, need to finish this. And we're putting them in danger. Every minute we're here is a risk. If the Germans find us, they'll kill everyone. Them for hiding us for being here. We told them we have to go. Elise translated. Her grandparents understood, sad but understanding. The old man gripped our hands, strong grip, firm, said something long, in French, passionate. Elise translated. He says, go with God, be brave, survive. And when the war is over, when peace comes, come back to Belgium, come back to this farm. He'll rebuild it. We'll share bread again, real bread and real cognac. And we'll remember this night, this Christmas Eve when strangers became family. I promised. Maybe it's a lie. Maybe I'll never make it back. Maybe they won't survive. Maybe the farm will stay ruins forever. But I promised anyway, because hope matters. Promises matter. Even if they're broken later, they matter now. Santoro and I are leaving at midnight, Christmas Day. The old man said it's fitting. Born on Christmas. Maybe we'll be reborn too, born again into life, into freedom. We're writing farewell notes. Santoro to his mother, me to Dorothy, just in case. We're leaving them with Elise. If we don't make it, if something happens, she'll send them. After the war, after liberation, after everything ends, I told Dorothy I love her. Told her about the ring I was planning to buy. Told her to remember me, but not to grieve forever. Find happiness. Find someone good. Live the life I won't get to live. I told her about tonight, about this family, about singing Silent Night in a cellar while the world burned outside, about how even in the darkest moments there's still light, still humanity, still hope. I told her that's what I'm fighting for, that light, that hope, her, home, a future where families can live without fear, where children can grow old, where Christmas is about peace, not war. I sealed the letter, gave it to Elise. She's holding it, along with Santoro's, along with our hope. It's almost midnight, almost time to leave, to slip back into the darkness, to become ghosts again. But for now, this moment, we're human, we're alive, we're together. Merry Christmas. May there be many more. December 26th, 1944, moving west. The darkness ahead. We've been moving for 30 hours straight, only stopping for brief rests, hiding, listening, moving again. Santoro's wearing the German coat now. Practical, warm. We argued about it at the farmhouse, but he's right. Survival over sentiment. The coat keeps him alive. That's all that matters. We left the Belgian family at midnight on Christmas, slipped out into the dark. They gave us what they could. Food, water, prayers. We left them the rest. Our rations, our ammunition. Everything we couldn't carry. Maybe it helps them. Maybe it doesn't. But we tried. The forest is different now. Less German activity. more evidence of American counterattacks, shell craters, destroyed vehicles, bodies in different positions. The tide is turning. We can feel it. But we're not safe yet. Not close. We've been paralleling the roads, using them for navigation but not walking on them, too exposed, too dangerous. We travel through the trees, through the snow, through exhaustion and pain and desperate hope. My feet are gone, can't feel them at all anymore. When I do manage to feel something, it's fire, burning cold fire, frostbite for sure, probably severe, but I keep walking. What choice do I have? Stop walking, start dying. Santoro's the same. We don't talk about it, don't acknowledge it, just limp forward, hour after hour, step after step. We saw something this morning, from a ridge, below us, maybe a mile away. German soldiers and American soldiers, American prisoners, being marched somewhere. Column like the one we escaped from. I counted maybe 30 prisoners, maybe fewer. They were far away, but I could see them shuffling, heads down, broken. Then we heard shots, single shots, methodical. 1, 2, 3, 4. The prisoners fell, one by one, executed. The Germans were killing them, right there, on the road, in broad daylight. We watched, hidden, helpless, too far away to do anything, too outnumbered, too exhausted. We watched American soldiers murdered and did nothing. Santoro grabbed my arm, held me back. I wanted to move, to shoot, to do something, but he held me, hissing in my ear. We can't help them, can't save them, can only witness, can only survive, can only tell people what we saw. He's right, but that doesn't make it easier. 30 men, give or take. I recognized some faces from the 423rd, from our regiment. Men I knew. Not well, but I knew them. Corporals, privates, good men. Farm boys and city boys and guys from everywhere in between. Dead now. Shot in the back, left in the snow. War crimes, that's what they are. Violations of Geneva Convention. Illegal. Immoral. Evil. But who's going to stop them? Who's going to punish them? The Germans control this ground. They make the rules here. And their rule is death. We moved on. Had to. Standing there watching that wouldn't change anything. Wouldn't bring those men back. So we moved. West. Always west. I'm writing this during another rest. Hidden in another foxhole. Another temporary shelter from the wind and the searching and the death. Santoro's asleep. Actually asleep. I don't know how he does it. How he shuts it off. The fear, the memories, the horror. He just closes his eyes and he's gone. Survival skill maybe. Or he's more broken than he shows. I can't sleep. Can't stop thinking about those 30 men. About Billy. About the German kid I killed. About all of it. The weight of it. The crushing weight. How many have died in this offensive, in this battle? Thousands? Tens of thousands? The numbers are too big, too abstract, can't comprehend them. But I can comprehend 30, can comprehend faces I recognized, names I remember, lives I intersected with briefly before they ended. That's the thing about war. The big numbers don't mean much, can't process them. But the individual deaths, those kill you. Each one takes a piece. Until there's nothing left but a shell. A survivor without a soul. Is that what I'm becoming? I don't know. Don't know who I am anymore. Don't recognize myself. The Jimmy from Pittsburgh, the engineering student, the steel mill worker, the kid who kissed Dorothy goodbye, he's gone. Lost somewhere in the snow and blood and horror of the Ardennes. This Jimmy, this survivor, this killer, this ghost, I don't know him, don't like him, but he's who I am now, who I have to be to make it through this. Maybe when it's over, if I survive. Maybe I can find the old Jimmy again. Maybe he's not completely gone, just buried, deep down where the war can't touch him. Maybe. Or maybe he's dead like Billy, like those 30 men, like all the others. And this new Jimmy, this cold, hard, broken Jimmy, this is all that's left. Santoro stirring, waking up, checking the perimeter, always checking, always cautious. That's how you survive. Never relax. Never assume you're safe. Death is always one mistake away. He's looking at me, asking if I'm okay. Standard question, standard lie. Yes, I'm okay. Fine, ready to move. He knows I'm lying. I know he's lying when he says the same thing, but we maintain the fiction. Because if we admit we're not okay, if we admit we're breaking, then what? We fall apart, we give up. Can't afford that. Not yet, not until we're home. If we make it home. The sun's going down again. Another night in the forest. Another night of cold and fear and moving. Another night closer to freedom. Or death. Hard to tell which anymore. We're moving in 30 minutes, soon as it's full dark. Until then we rest. We wait. We prepare. And we remember. Remember Billy. Remember those 30 men. Remember the Belgian family. Remember Dorothy and home and everything worth surviving for. Remember why we keep going. West. Always west. Toward hope. Toward the sound of American guns. Toward whatever's waiting for us in the darkness. December 27th, 1944, night. Broken machines. Santoro's sick. Bad sick. Dysentery, maybe. Or something worse. He's been vomiting for hours. Shaking. Weak. Can barely walk. We found an abandoned American position. Old foxholes. Frozen bodies. 106 division patches. Our guys. Dead for days. Maybe since the 16th. Maybe since the first attacks. Frozen in fighting positions. Rifles still in hand, defending until the end. I dragged Santoro into one of the holes, covered him with a tarp we found, tried to make him comfortable. But he's shivering, violent shaking, his skin's gray, lips cracked and bleeding, eyes sunken. He's dying, I can see it. The same look Billy had, the same gray pallor, the same slow fade. No, not Santoro, not him. He's too strong, too tough. Brooklyn hard. He can't die, won't die. But his body doesn't care about will, about strength, about who he is or where he's from. It's shutting down, giving up, succumbing to cold and starvation and stress and disease. I'm trying to keep him warm, sharing body heat. But I'm not warm, I'm just less cold. We're both freezing, both dying, just at different speeds. He's delirious, talking in Italian, calling for his mother, Maria. Help me, mama. It hurts. I'm cold. The words tumbling out, half English, half Italian, half coherent. I don't know what to do. No medicine, no food, no help. Just me and him in this frozen hole and the night pressing down. I tried to give him water, melted snow in my mouth, dribbled it into his. He swallowed some, choked on the rest, turned his head, dry heaving, nothing left to throw up, just bile and pain. I'm keeping watch. Weapons ready. If Germans come, I'll fight. Won't let them take us. Won't let them take him. Not after everything. Not after we've survived this long. But I'm so tired, so exhausted. My mind's playing tricks. I see things that aren't there. My father, Dorothy, Billy walking toward me through the snow, smiling, beckoning. I know they're not real. Hallucinations, sleep deprivation, starvation, hypothermia. The mind shutting down, creating comfort where there is none. I slap myself. Hard. Focus. Stay awake. Can't fall asleep. Santoro needs me. If I sleep, we're both dead. But my eyes keep closing. My head keeps drooping. So tired. More tired than I've ever been. Bone tired. Soul tired. The kind of tired that sleep can't fix. I talk to myself. Out loud. Quiet, but out loud. Reciting things, mortar calculations, elevation 45 degrees, deflection 180 mils, charge 2, 1 round HE, fire for effect. The numbers keep me focused, keep me present, mechanical, logical, predictable. Unlike everything else in this war, unlike life and death and survival and chance. Numbers make sense, war doesn't, but numbers do, always, forever. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Gravity pulls down, angles and trajectories and mathematics. Unchanging, reliable, safe. I keep reciting. Over and over. The calculations, the procedures, the technical specifications. The M2 60mm mortar. Weight 42 pounds. Length 3 feet. Range 1,985 yards. Crew of 3. Crew of 3. Was 3. Gunner, assistant gunner, ammo bearer, Jimmy, Santoro, Billy. We were a crew. We were a team. We were friends. Now Billy's dead, Santoro's dying. And I'm here, alone, keeping watch, reciting numbers to stay awake, to stay sane, to stay alive. It's not fair. It's not right. We were supposed to survive together, supposed to make it home, supposed to drink Santoro's mother's sauce and meet Billy's Betty and build the life we talked about. But war doesn't care about fairness, about plans, about what's supposed to happen. War is chaos and death and mathematics, cold equations that don't include hope or justice or mercy. Input, 3 young men, good men, with families and dreams and futures. Output, 1 man alone in a frozen hole with his dying friend. No food, no help, no hope. The math is brutal. But the math is true. Santoro stopped talking. He's just lying there, breathing shallow. I check his pulse. It's there, weak, thready, but there. He's still alive, still fighting. Come on, Eddie, come on. Don't quit, don't give up. We're close. We're so close. I can hear American artillery now. The good guys' guns. They're maybe 5 miles away, maybe less. We can make it. We just have to hold on a little longer. But can he hold on? Can I? I don't know. I'm writing this to stay awake, to keep my mind busy, to create something, anything. In the middle of destruction, words on paper, testimony, witness, proof that we were here, that we fought, that we mattered. If I don't make it, if we both die here, maybe someone finds this, maybe someone reads it, maybe someone knows. 2 soldiers of the 423rd Infantry Regiment, 106th Division. We fought at the Schnee Eifel. We surrendered. We escaped. We tried to get home. We tried. That has to count for something, right? The trying, the effort, the refusal to quit even when everything said we should. That has to matter. Santoro's eyes are open, looking at me, seeing me. Moment of clarity. He asks where we are. I tell him. Old American position, maybe 5 miles from friendly lines. We're going to make it. Tomorrow morning, we'll move. Get him help. Get him home. He suddenly smiles. Weak, but a smile. Says I'm a terrible liar. Always was. Can't play poker. Can't bluff. Face shows everything. He knows he's dying. Knows I can't save him. Knows this is it. But he's okay with it. I can see it in his eyes. Acceptance, peace maybe, or just exhaustion so deep that death seems like rest. He tells me to go. Leave him. Get to the lines. Report. Tell them what happened. Tell his mother he died brave. Died fighting. Not like this. Make up something better. Like I promised Billy. Another lie to tell. Another family to console with fiction. I say no. We go together. Both of us. Or neither. That's the deal. That's always been the deal. He laughs. Coughs. Blood on his lips. Says I'm stubborn. Stupid. Just like a Polak. Says it with love. With brotherhood. Says I have to survive. Have to tell the story. Have to remember. For him. For Billy. For all of them. Says that's my job now. My duty. To remember. To testify. To keep them alive through words. I promise. Again. Another promise to a dying friend. Another burden to carry. He closes his eyes. Breath slowing. Slipping away. I hold his hand. Tell him it's okay. He can rest. He did good. Saved my life a dozen times. Best friend I ever had. I'll remember. I'll tell everyone. I'll make sure people know about Eddie Santoro from Brooklyn. The guy who could make anyone laugh, even in hell. The guy who never quit. The guy who saved his friend. I'll remember. His breathing stops. His hand goes limp. He's gone. Eddie Santoro. Age 23. Died December 27th, 1944. In a frozen foxhole in Belgium. With his friend. Not alone. That's something, right? Not dying alone. Having someone there. Someone who cares. Someone who'll remember. That's something. I'm alone now. Last one left. Gunner without a crew. Survivor without a squad. Ghost without a purpose. Except I have a purpose. Santoro gave me one. Remember. Testify. Survive. So that's what I'll do. I'm leaving at dawn. Can't stay here. Too exposed. Too dangerous. Have to keep moving. Have to reach the lines. Have to live long enough to tell the story. Santoro's body. I can't bury him. Ground's too frozen. Can't carry him. I'm too weak. So I do what I can. Cover him with snow, with branches, with whatever's around. Give him dignity, as much as I can. I take his dog tags, one around my neck with mine, one in my pocket, proof, evidence, a way to identify him later. After the war, after the liberation, after someone comes back to collect the dead, I take the German coat. He'd want me to. Practical, warm, survival. His gift to me. His last order. Stay alive. I will, Eddie. I promise. I'll stay alive. I'll get home. I'll tell them about you, about Billy, about all of it. I'll remember. The sun's coming up. Gray dawn. Another day. Another chance. Another step toward home. West. Still west. Alone now. But still moving. Still fighting. Still refusing to quit. For Eddie. For Billy. For everyone who didn't make it. I'm coming home. And I'm bringing their stories with me. December 29th, 1944. Dawn. Becoming someone else. I've been walking for 2 days. Alone. No food. Little water. Delirious. Exhausted. Half dead. But still moving. I don't know how. Don't know where the energy comes from. Maybe it's not energy. Maybe it's just momentum. A body in motion. Too tired to stop. Too committed to quit. Just one foot, then another, forever. I'm not Jimmy Kowalski anymore. Not really. That person. The kid from Pittsburgh. He's dead. Froze to death on the Schnee Eifel. Died with Billy and Eddie and 7,000 other men who surrendered or fought or escaped or gave up. I'm someone else now. Someone new. Someone I don't recognize in the reflections I see in ice. Gaunt, hollow, old, ancient. 21 years old, but I look 50. War does that. Ages you. Burns away everything soft. Everything young. Leaves only the hard parts. The parts that can endure. The parts made of iron and ice and determination. I thought I understood this before. Thought I was tough after the first days of fighting. After Billy got hit. After the surrender. After escaping. I was wrong. I wasn't tough. I was just beginning. The real transformation. The real change. That happened in these past days. Alone in the forest. Watching Eddie die. Leaving everyone behind. Becoming the last one. The last one. Last survivor of my mortar crew. Last witness to what we saw. What we did. What happened to us. That's a weight. Heavy. Crushing. Every step I take, I carry it. Billy. Eddie. The 30 men executed on the road. The German kid. All of them. Riding on my shoulders, slowing me down, but also pushing me forward. I have to survive. Have to get home. Have to tell the story. That's my job now. My only job. The reason I'm still breathing. I figured something out. During these days of walking and freezing and starving and hallucinating, I figured out why I'm still alive. Why I survived when so many others didn't. It's not luck, not skill, not strength. It's acceptance. I accepted that the old me is dead, accepted that I'll never be that person again, never be the innocent kid, never go back to how things were, never unsee what I've seen, never undo what I've done. That Jimmy's gone, and I'm okay with it. Not happy, not proud, but okay. Because this new Jimmy, this hard, cold, broken Jimmy, he's the one who survives, he's the one who endures, he's the one who makes it home. So I let the old Jimmy die, said goodbye, mourned him if I had time, but mostly just accepted it and moved on. Because that's survival. Letting go. Adapting. Becoming what the situation requires. Even if what it requires is someone you never wanted to be. I can see things now. Through the trees, smoke from fires, different kind of smoke. American smoke, cooking fires. Not destruction, habitation, life. And I can hear them. American voices, shouting, engines, the sounds of an army that's organized, that's supplied, that's winning. I'm close, so close. Maybe a mile, maybe less. Just have to keep walking, just have to not collapse, not give up, not now. Not when I'm this close. My feet are destroyed. I know that. Can't feel them anymore when I take my boots off. If I take my boots off, they'll be black, frostbitten, dead tissue. The doctors will cut them off, amputate. Take my toes, maybe more, but I'll be alive. alive and home and able to tell the story. That's worth some toes. My hands are shaking, can barely hold this pencil. The writing's getting worse, sloppier, but I have to record this moment, this transformation, this realization. I'm not who I was. I'm someone new, someone forged in fire and ice and death, someone I never wanted to be, but someone I had to become. And I'm okay with that, because this person, this survivor, he's strong enough to make it home, to carry the weight, to remember, to testify. The old Jimmy couldn't have done that. Too soft, too innocent, too hopeful. But this Jimmy, this cold, hard, broken Jimmy, he can, he will. I'm going to make it. Going to reach those American lines, going to get help, going to survive. And then I'll do what Eddie told me to do, what Billy wanted me to do, what all of them need me to do. I'll remember. I'll tell the story. I'll bear witness. I'll make sure people know what happened here, in the Ardennes, in December 1944, to the 423rd Infantry Regiment, to the 106th Division, to us. We were here, we fought, we suffered, we died. Some of us survived, and the ones who survived. We carry the weight, we tell the story, we remember. That's our job, our duty, our burden, our honor. I hear them now, clearly. American voices, calling challenges. Halt. Who goes there? Identify yourself. I step out of the trees, into the open, hands raised, unarmed, exhausted, half dead. American, I croak. My voice doesn't work right. Haven't used it in days. PFC James Kowalski, 423rd Infantry Regiment, 106th Division. They're rushing toward me, weapons ready, cautious, can't blame them. I probably look like death, smell like it too. The 106th, one of them says. You're from the Schnee Eifel? We thought. Everyone said you guys were all captured, or dead. Most were, I say. I escaped, me and there were others. They didn't make it. They're taking me, supporting me. My legs are giving out. Can't walk anymore. Made it to the lines, made it to safety, can stop now, can rest. They're asking questions. How did I get here? What happened? How many Germans? Where? What did I see? I'll answer. I will. I'll tell them everything. But not now. Now I need to. I'm falling. They're catching me, lowering me down, calling for a medic, for help, for something. I'm safe. That's all that matters. Made it, survived, reached the lines, Eddie, Billy. I made it. I survived. I'll tell your story. I promise. I'll... Everything's fading. Gray. Dark. But peaceful. Safe dark. Not death dark. Just rest dark. Rest. Finally. Rest. December 30th, 1944, afternoon, Field Hospital. I woke up in a tent. Field Hospital. Medical Corps. Clean sheets. Warm. Safe. Thought I was dreaming. Thought I was hallucinating again. But it's real. I'm really here. Really safe. Really alive. A nurse. Young woman. Captain's bars. She checked on me when I woke. Asked how I felt. I tried to answer. Couldn't. Started crying instead. She held my hand. Said it's okay. I'm safe. I made it. I'm going to be okay. I don't know if that's true. Don't know if I'll ever be okay. But I'm alive. That's something. They've been treating me. Dehydration, malnutrition, severe frostbite, multiple contusions, exposure, exhaustion. The list goes on. My feet, they're bad. The doctor told me straight. Severe frostbite, multiple toes affected, both feet. They're trying to save them, trying everything. But, he trailed off. Said we'll see. Wait and hope. But prepare for the worst. I might lose toes, might lose more, might walk with a limp for the rest of my life, might need canes or crutches, or worse. But I'm alive, and I can still write, still think, still remember. That's what matters. They gave me food, real food, hot soup, bread, coffee. My stomach couldn't handle it at first. Been too long, too empty. I vomited. Tried again, vomited again. The nurse said slowly, small amounts. Your body needs to remember how to digest. Take your time. So I am. Sips of broth. Tiny bites of bread. It's working. Staying down. Feels like a miracle. Hot food. In my stomach. Warmth spreading. Life returning. They asked me questions. Officers. Intelligence. Where was I captured? How did I escape? What did I see? German positions, troop movements, anything useful. I told them everything about the Schnee Eifel, the surrender, the march, the massacre I witnessed, the German forces I saw, the Belgian family, Eddie's death, all of it. They wrote it down, took notes, seemed grateful, said the information helps the war effort, helps planning, helps something. I don't care about helping, I just needed to tell someone, needed to get it out, needed to testify. One officer asked about survivors. Anyone else from the 423rd? Anyone else who escaped? I don't know, I said. There might be. There were others who tried, who ran into the woods, who might have made it, but I don't know. Haven't heard, haven't seen. He nodded, said they're still gathering information, still looking for survivors, still hoping. Hope. What a word. What a concept. I used to have hope, used to believe in futures and plans and tomorrows. Now I don't know. Hope seems fragile, dangerous, something that gets you killed. But I'm alive. So maybe there's still hope, somewhere, buried deep. Under all the horror and death and loss, maybe there's still a spark. They told me about the battle, about what's happening. The Germans pushed hard, made gains, created the bulge in the Allied lines, that's what they're calling it, the Battle of the Bulge. But the Americans are holding. Bastogne held. Patton's Third Army broke through, relieved them. The German offensive is stalling, slowing, stopping. They're out of fuel, out of supplies, out of time. We're winning, slowly, painfully, at terrible cost, but winning. The 106th Division, my division. They told me about it, tried to be gentle, but the truth is brutal. 7,000 to 8,000 men surrendered, the largest American surrender in the European theater, comparable only to Bataan in the Pacific. A disaster, a tragedy, a failure. But, and the officer was insistent on this, but we delayed them. The 422nd and 423rd regiments. We held the Schnee Eifel for 3 days, tied up German forces, disrupted their timetable, bought time for other units to prepare, to respond, to stop the offensive. We didn't fail completely. We accomplished something, even in defeat, even in surrender. We mattered. I want to believe that. Want to believe Billy and Eddie and all the others died for something, for a reason, for a purpose. But it's hard to see purpose in frozen corpses, in executed prisoners, in friends dying in foxholes. Maybe that's something I'll figure out later, after the war, after time, after I can think clearly again. For now, I exist, I breathe, I heal, I remember. They're moving me soon, back to England, then maybe home. Medical discharge, frostbite, combat trauma, unfit for continued service. I'm going home. That should make me happy, relieved, grateful, and part of me can't wait to see Pittsburgh, to see my family, to see Dorothy, but part of me feels guilty. Survivor's guilt, they call it. Why me? Why did I survive when so many didn't? What makes me special? What makes me deserving? Nothing. The answer is nothing. I'm not special, not deserving, just lucky, randomly, meaninglessly lucky. That's hard to accept, that there's no reason, no purpose, no grand design, just chaos and chance and luck. But that's war. That's what I've learned. War is chaos. Plans don't matter. Training helps, but doesn't guarantee. Courage doesn't save you. Fear doesn't kill you. It's all just random. Terrible. Random. And you survive or you don't. And if you survive, you carry the weight of those who didn't. That's my burden now. My responsibility. Eddie, Billy, the guys from the 423rd, the Belgian family, even the German kid I killed. All of them. in my memory, in my testimony, in my story. I'll carry them for as long as I live, however long that is. It's the least I can do, the only thing I can do. Remember, tell the story. Make sure they're not forgotten. Make sure people know. December 31st, 1944, New Year's Eve. Hospital tent, New Year's Eve, 1944, ending. 1945 beginning. There's a party happening, if you can call it that. Some of the guys who can walk, who aren't too badly hurt, they're celebrating. Someone found a bottle. Whiskey, maybe. They're passing it around, singing, laughing, trying to find joy. I can hear them from my cot, the voices, the songs, Auld Lang Syne. Should old acquaintance be forgot? Should they? I don't know. Part of me wants to forget. Wants to erase the past 3 weeks. Pretend they never happened. Go back to being the kid from Pittsburgh, the innocent, the hopeful. But I can't. Can't forget, can't erase, can only remember, can only carry. Eddie's dog tags are around my neck, next to mine. The metal's cold against my chest. A reminder, a burden, a promise kept. I tried to write letters today, to Billy's family, to Eddie's mother, telling them, explaining how their boys died, what happened, what they meant to me. I couldn't finish them. Started 3 times, tore them up 3 times, the words. They don't exist. Can't explain what we went through, can't make sense of senselessness, can't give comfort when there is none. Eventually I just wrote the basics. Your son died serving his country. He was brave. He was a good friend. He didn't suffer. I'm sorry. All lies. Or half lies. Billy suffered. Eddie suffered. We all suffered. But what good does telling them that do? What purpose does honesty serve when it only brings more pain? So I lie. Tell them what they need to hear. What helps them sleep at night. What makes their son's death mean something. Maybe that makes me a coward. Maybe it makes me kind. I don't know anymore. Don't know anything anymore. A chaplain came by, asked if I wanted to talk, to pray, to process. I said no. He persisted, said it might help, said many soldiers find comfort in faith, in God, in meaning. I told him there's no meaning, no God, not here, not in this. If there was a God, a loving God, an all-powerful God, this wouldn't happen. Men wouldn't freeze to death in holes. Friends wouldn't die in your arms. Armies wouldn't massacre prisoners. The chaplain said God gives us free will. We choose evil. Not him. He watches, grieves with us, offers comfort. I said that's not good enough. If God can stop evil but chooses not to, he's complicit. If he can't stop it, he's not all-powerful. Either way, what good is he? The chaplain didn't have an answer, just patted my shoulder, said he'd pray for me. Left. Maybe I was too harsh, maybe he was trying to help, but I don't want prayers, don't want comfort, don't want meaning. I just want it to be over, want to go home, want to forget, even though I know I can't. No, I never will. Someone's at my cot. Nurse. Same one from before. Captain. Kind eyes. She's brought me something. A cup. Whiskey. From the celebration. She says everyone deserves to toast the new year, even the ones in hospital beds. I take it. Thank her. She smiles. Wishes me better health in 45. Leaves. I stare at the whiskey. Amber liquid. Burning promise. Temporary forgetfulness. Tempting. I drink. One sip. Then another. It burns. My throat. My stomach. My soul. Burns away. Something. I don't know what. Pain maybe. Or memory. Or humanity. I finish it. The whole cup. Warmth spreading. Not pleasant warmth. Aggressive warmth. Invasive warmth. But warmth nonetheless. The tent's spinning. Or I'm spinning. Can't tell. Doesn't matter. The celebration's getting louder. They're counting down. 10, 9, 8. The final seconds of 1944. The year that broke the world. Broke me. 3, 2, 1. Gone. Happy New Year. 1945. The year it ends. Maybe. Hopefully. Probably. The war's winding down. Everyone says so. Germany's finished. Just a matter of time. But how much time? Months? Weeks? How many more die before it's over? How many more Billies? How many more Eddies? How many more kids who will never see home, never marry their sweethearts, never build their futures? Too many. The answer is always too many. I'm drunk. I realize that. Lightweight. Haven't eaten properly in weeks. 1 cup and I'm gone. Head swimming. Thoughts blurring. Maybe that's good. Maybe oblivion's a gift. I'm writing this anyway. Recording. Testifying. Even drunk. Even broken. Still a witness. Still a survivor. Still carrying the weight. New Year's resolution. If I make one. Just one thing. Survive. Get home. Tell the story. That's it. That's all. Nothing else matters. Not happiness, not health, not normalcy. Just survive. Tell. Remember. I can do that. I think I can do that. Hope I can do that. Eddie, Billy, if you're somewhere, if there's an after, if souls exist, I'm keeping my promise. I'm going to make it. I'm going to tell people. I'm going to remember. You didn't die for nothing. Your deaths meant something. I'll make sure they meant something. Happy New Year, boys, wherever you are. Whatever's next. I hope you're at peace. I hope you're warm. I hope you're home. I'll see you again someday. Not soon, but someday. And when I do, I'll have stories. I'll have a life lived in your honor, in your memory. Until then, rest easy. I've got the watch. I'll carry the weight. I'll remember. Always. I'll remember. January 2nd, 1945, morning, new assignment, cleared for light duty. That's what the doctor said. Feet are stabilizing. Save most of my toes. Might lose one, maybe two, but most are salvageable. Lucky. That word again, lucky. I'm being reassigned. Replacement depot. Then a new unit. The 106th Division's being rebuilt, reorganized, filled with replacements. Fresh troops. Kids who don't know what happened. Who don't carry the weight. I might go back to them, or I might get assigned elsewhere. 7th Armored, 3rd Army, doesn't matter. I'll serve wherever they send me, do whatever they ask. Until it's over, until I can go home. But part of me doesn't want to go home, doesn't want to face it. The questions, the stares, the civilians who don't understand, who can't understand, who will ask about the war like it's a movie, an adventure, a story with heroes and villains and happy endings. It's not. It's just death, chaos, randomness, survivors and corpses. Nothing heroic about it. How do I explain that? How do I tell Dorothy that I'm not who I was? That I killed a man with a rock? That I watched my friends die? That I left them to save myself? How do I sit at my mother's table and eat pierogi and pretend everything's fine? That I'm fine? That Pittsburgh is still home when home is a frozen foxhole with Eddie's body covered in snow? I don't know. Don't have answers. Won't until I'm there. Until I try. But I'm scared. More scared of going home than I was of the Germans. Because the Germans I understand now. War I understand. Death I understand. But life? Normal life? Family and love and futures? That's foreign. Alien. Terrifying. A Red Cross worker came by this morning, woman in her 40s, kind, professional. She had information about prisoners. Private William Kemper died December 27th, 1944, in a German POW column near Gerolstein, infection from combat wound, buried in a mass grave. Official now. Confirmed. Billy's dead. I knew it. Knew it when we left him, when we escaped, when he told us to go. But knowing and confirming. Two different things. Now it's real. Permanent. Final. Billy Kemper, 20 years old, farm kid from Iowa, wanted to marry Betty, wanted to raise corn and hogs, wanted kids. 3 or 4. Wanted to live. Dead instead. In a mass grave in Germany, with dozens, hundreds, of other prisoners, other kids with other dreams, all dead, all buried together, all forgotten except by the ones who remember. I'm writing to his family. For real this time, no lies. Well, some lies, but mostly truth. Billy was brave. Billy fought hard. Billy saved my life multiple times. Billy made the choice to let us go, to save us. He was a hero. He mattered. He's remembered. I hope that helps them. Hope it gives them something. some small comfort in the ocean of grief. The Red Cross worker asked about other prisoners. Eddie Santoro. I told her he's dead too. Escaped with me, died December 27th. Same day as Billy. Different place. Behind German lines. She wrote it down. Said she'd notify next of kin. Asked if I knew where the body was. I gave her coordinates as best I could remember. Told her the position, the foxhole, the makeshift grave. Maybe they'll find him. After the war, after the liberation, after the Germans are pushed back, maybe they'll recover his body, give him a proper burial. Send him home to Brooklyn, maybe. The Red Cross worker left. I sat here, holding Eddie's dog tags, feeling the weight. 2 men, 2 friends, 2 stories ended, while mine continues. Why? Why me? Why do I get to keep living, keep breathing, keep writing? No answer, just silence, just the unfairness of random chance, of luck, of nothing, no reason at all. I'm going to the replacement depot this afternoon, pack my things, move on, keep serving, keep fighting, keep surviving. It's all I can do, all I know how to do now. Survive, endure. Remember, the war's not over, won't be for months, maybe longer, more battles to fight, more boys to watch die, more weight to carry, but I'll carry it, because that's my job, my duty, my burden, for Billy, for Eddie, for all of them. I'll carry it, and I'll remember, and when it's finally over, when I finally make it home, whenever that is, I'll tell the story, I'll testify, I'll make sure people know about the 106th Division, about the 423rd Infantry Regiment, about the Battle of the Bulge, about the Schnee Eifel, about 3 kids from different places who became brothers in war, who fought together, suffered together, died together, except one, who lived, who carries their memory. I'll tell them. I'll make sure they're not forgotten. That's my promise, my mission, my reason for surviving, and I'll keep it. No matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it is, no matter how much it hurts, I'll remember, always. January 3rd, 1945, epilogue, years later. I found this diary again, box in the attic, dusty, forgotten, hidden away with other things I tried to forget. Been years since I wrote in it, since I read it, since I thought about those days, weeks, lifetime. In the Ardennes, December 1944. I barely recognized the handwriting, the words, the person who wrote them, James Kowalski, 21 years old, PFC, mortar gunner, survivor. I'm older now. 37, married, kids on the way, first one due in spring, working for Westinghouse, engineering, building things like I always wanted, bridges in a way, connections, circuits that link power stations to homes, light to darkness. The war ended May 8th, 1945, VE Day, victory in Europe. Germany surrendered. It was over. I was there. Made it to the end. Fought with the 7th Armored Division. Crossed the Rhine. Pushed into Germany. Saw things. Things worse than the Ardennes somehow. Concentration camps, the full horror of what we were fighting against, what we were stopping. Maybe Billy and Eddie did die for something. For stopping that. For ending that evil. I want to believe that. I came home in November. 45. Pittsburgh looked the same, smelled the same, sounded the same, but I was different. Couldn't go back. Couldn't be the kid who left. Dorothy tried. God, she tried. But I wasn't who she remembered. Wasn't who she wanted. The nightmares, the drinking, the silence, the parts of me that stayed in Belgium, in the frozen forests, in the foxholes. She married someone else. 47. Nice guy. Accountant, normal, whole, not broken like me. I don't blame her. I was a shell, a ghost, going through motions, pretending to live. Mom and Dad tried too. Marie. Michael came home. Danny came home. We were all back, all alive. Miracle, they said. All 3 Kowalski boys survived, but we were different, all of us. Michael had nightmares about kamikaze attacks. Danny couldn't talk about the bombing raids. And I couldn't talk about anything. We didn't. We just existed, worked, drank, tried to forget. It took years. The GUI bill helped. Back to engineering school, night classes, focus on numbers, on logic, on things that made sense. Unlike war, unlike death, unlike random survival. I graduated, 49, got the job at Westinghouse, 50, started building, creating, making things instead of destroying them. Met Sarah, 52. She knew about the war, about my service, but she didn't push, didn't demand stories, just accepted who I was, what I'd become. We married, 53, small ceremony, no fanfare, just us, starting something new, and now we're having a baby, creating life, continuing life, in spite of everything, in spite of death and war and horror. Maybe that's the point, maybe that's the meaning. Not grand purpose, not divine plan, just life continuing, choosing to continue, choosing to create instead of destroy, choosing to hope instead of despair. I still dream about them. Billy, Eddie, the guys from the 423rd, the Belgian family, even the German kid, all of them, in the snow, in the forest, in the frozen hell of the Ardennes. But they're not nightmares anymore, not always. Sometimes they're just memories, sad memories, painful memories, but memories of real people, real moments, real brotherhood. I kept my promise, told the story, gave interviews, talked to historians, shared what I saw, what happened, what we went through. The 106th Division, the Battle of the Bulge, the Schnee Eifel. People know now. It's recorded, remembered. The guys didn't die forgotten. I found Eddie's mother, 46, visited her in Brooklyn, gave her his dog tags, told her everything. How brave he was. How he saved my life. How he made me promise to survive. To remember. She cried. Held me. Called me her son's brother. Said I gave her a gift. Knowledge. Closure. Testimony that Eddie mattered. That his death meant something. I wrote to Billy's family too. Visited 48, the farm in Iowa. Met Betty. She'd married someone else. Had kids. But she remembered Billy. Showed me pictures. Young. Smiling. Full of life. She thanked me for bringing him home in memory. For remembering. For keeping him alive in story if not in flesh. That's all I could do. All any survivor can do. Remember. Testify. Carry the weight until it becomes bearable. Until it transforms from burden into honor. I'm writing this final entry, closing the circle, finishing the testimony that started December 12th, 1944. In a bunker near Au, Belgium. That Jimmy, that kid, he died on the Schnee Eifel, froze to death, broke apart, became someone else. This Jimmy, this survivor, this engineer, this husband, this soon-to-be father, he's different, harder, older, scarred, but he's alive, and he remembers, and he testifies. For Billy Kemper, farm kid from Iowa, died December 27th, 1944, age 20, brave, kind, loyal, never forgotten. For Eddie Santoro, Brooklyn boy, died December 27th, 1944, age 23, tough, funny, saved my life, never forgotten. For the 7,000 men of the 422nd and 423rd Infantry Regiments who surrendered December 19th, 1944, the largest American surrender in the European theater, who fought, who held, who bought time, who mattered. For all of them. I remember. I testify. I keep the promise. The war ended May 8th, 1945. I survived it. Carried the weight. Built a life. Now I'm passing it on. This diary, this testimony, this memory, to whoever reads it, to whoever wants to know what happened, what we went through, what war really is. Not glory, not honor, not heroism, just survival, death, randomness, young men dying in the snow, brothers in arms, promises kept. Remember them. Remember all of them. The ones who died, the ones who survived, the ones who carried the weight. Remember. That's all I ask. All they deserve. All that matters. Remember. I will. Until my last breath. Until I join them, wherever they are, whatever's next, I'll remember. And now I close this diary, put it away, move forward, live my life, raise my child, build my bridges, create my light. But I'll never forget, never stop carrying them, never stop testifying. The 423rd Infantry Regiment, 106th Infantry Division, the Battle of the Bulge, December 1944. We were there, we fought, we mattered. Some of us came home, most didn't. But we're all remembered. In this diary, in these words, in this testimony, forever. PFC James Kowalski, mortar gunner, survivor, witness, signing off for the last time, with honor, with memory, with love for my fallen brothers. Rest in peace, Billy. Rest in peace, Eddie. Your story's told, your promise kept, your memory eternal. Until we meet again. Jimmy. End of diary.